So iBlason sent me a bunch of their cases. We're gonna go over the Halo, Armorbox, Transformer, and the Aries. Now, if you guys are interested in getting any of these products, I do have the links down below. Also, if you want to skip ahead to see a certain case, I also updated the timeline for that as well. So first up is the iBlason Halo. This one is a very thin case, very minimal, and it's easy to snap on. Now the sides are TPU and it does have a clear plastic back, but the TPU is actually more of the glossy kind, so it's nice that it kind of fits in or wraps in with the clear plastic back. But over time, after a lot of oil and grease buildup, it becomes pretty slippery. Now the first day I had it, or when I opened the box, it was really grippy in my hands, so the friction between the skin and the case was really good, but I would assume that you would have to clean this case like once a week to pretty much maintain the same grippiness. Now for the buttons, it's pretty stiff, so it's not as tactile as the other cases I'm going to mention. So you would have to use a bit more pressure to press on these buttons when using this case. Next up is the Armorbox. This one is the opposite of the Halo, which is really bulky and really protective. What stands out on this case is not only the hot pink color, but it's the side TPU as well. When I'm holding this case, it feels really nice. I can actually feel the texture, or the deep dotted texture, on this case. It's a very grippy case, so I'm confident that it will stay in my hands, but if it happens to accidentally drop, then I'm not too worried because it's a really protective case. The ports are covered and it does have its own front screen protector, which feels really plasticky. So if you are used to using glass screen protectors, which feels really smooth in the hands, this plasticky one feels the opposite. Now using the screen protector is completely fine, there's nothing wrong with it. When I scroll around or touch things, it all works flawlessly. Now to get your phone in this case, you would have to pry off the corners. Now for this TPU, this one is more flexible than the other ones, so I would say it's pretty easy to get in. Next up is the Aries. This one is pretty similar as the Armorbox, where it does have its own front screen protector. It feels the same, and also you would have to pry off the corners to get your phone in. Now the sides on this case is more stiff than the Armorbox, so you would have to use more effort in prying the corners out. Now it seems like it has been tested from CNET that this case can survive up to a 20 feet drop, so if I do drop this, then I'm not going to be too worried. When holding the Aries compared to the Armorbox, the Aries feels a lot more thinner in the hands. The back of this case is clear, so it can show off your iPhone pretty well, and the sides do have that smooth matte TPU feel. So I would say that this case is a good match for a person who likes to show off their phone, wants a pretty thin case, and also with the most protection. The last case we have is called the Transformer, and this one is gonna be my favorite one out of the whole bunch. It's a very easy installation. You just put this phone in and it snaps right on. The case feels really solid, and when I'm holding it, I do like the slight curvature and how the edges are sharper, so it just sits better in my hands. Another feature that this case does have is it does have its own kickstand. For me, I think it's just way too hard to get it out. Every time when I try to pry it out, my fingers just hurt. So the best way, or the easiest way to get this out without hurting my fingers, is taking my phone out, push it on the back side, and then I can put my phone in to use the kickstand. Even though if you do have fingernails, it's still pretty painful trying to get the kickstand out. For the TPU sides, this one feels a lot rougher than the Aries, so it's not as smooth, but it feels nice in hands. Overall, like, this case does have a rugged feel to it, so that's something I do like about this case. This case also comes with its own clip, which you can easily attach to your belt to get easy access, but I think this is a really good bonus for this case. So in conclusion, iBlason is a pretty well-known brand on Amazon, which offers a good price to protection ratio. In the past, I also reviewed the Cosmos series, which I think looks the best out of the bunch, so if you're into style, definitely take a look at those. So out of this bunch, I would say the Transformer is gonna be my favorite one. It feels really nice and thin in the hands, yet offers a lot of protection. The kickstand and the clip on this case is a bonus to me, so I think paying for this case gives you the most value for your money. So those are the iBlason cases. If you are interested, I do have the links down below. Please follow me on Instagram, give a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and thanks for watching.